you're not losing. You're still way, way ahead. For example, before the recession, whites had 4 times the wealth of blacks and Latinos. But since the recession, that's gone up. Now they have 6 times as much. So if anyone should be bitching about wanting their country back, it ain't you. Now, I bring this up because last week the National Academy of Sciences reported that the death rate for white Americans, 45 to 54, and no college degree, had risen markedly in this century, a time when an increase in the mortality rate for any large group is virtually unheard of in an advanced nation, or even in this one. But middle-aged American whites are dropping like flies. Overweight, depressed, poorly dressed flies. Dropping from what? Drugs, alcohol, suicide, and possibly trying to fit into skinny jeans. The suicide rate for whites is now 4 times the rate for blacks. And in the last decade, 90% of the people who tried heroin for the first time were white. It's hard out there for a win. And that's why tonight I'd like to remind white people of something very important they may have forgotten. You're white. Cheer the fuck up. Jesus, look at history. It's always a great time to be white. Think of all the advantages.
Sorry, bro.
Think of all the advantages you have. Cops don't shoot you for having your hands in your pockets. When people follow you around a store, it's because they want to help you find something. Major party presidential candidates aren't proposing to deport you. You can walk through an entire wedding reception without anyone trying to order a drink from you. And how about this perk? If you're white, you're much more likely to be not in prison. Blacks and whites use marijuana at virtually the same rate, not counting Miley Cyrus, but blacks are charged with possession almost 4 times as often. And crack cocaine will send you to jail for much longer than powder cocaine, the preferred brand of white people. In fact, if the cops see a Caucasian man walking down the street with white powder under his nose, all they say is, "Man, that must have been a great donut." Hell, you can be a cokehead and an aimless drunk until you're 40 and still wind up president of the United States. Which reminds me of another great thing about being white. You could be a complete fuck-up and people still hire you. Studies show white applicants with a criminal record are as likely to get hired as black applicants without one. Prison time served by blacks? Deal breaker. Prison time served by whites? Interesting water cooler conversation. And whites are still first in line for legacy admissions to colleges and businesses and politics because the well-connected parents of white people tend to be white. Also, you're much more likely to be the boss. Fortune 500 CEOs are 97% white and 3% Oprah. The median net worth of a single white woman, $42,000. Of a single black woman, $5. Because she spent it all on a weed. Fuck you, you politically correct assholes. One joke about the blacks.
There you go. Like the old joke. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. In short, when you're white, you don't need to be that good. There was a popular band in the 70s called the Average White Band. They admitted they were average, but it didn't matter because they were white. All right, I want to thank my guest, Dilligan Ryan.